amazing people with amazing opportunities in front of you. You have abilities, you have knowledge. No matter what choice you make, there are going to be 1,000 other choices that you could have done equally well or better. So I tell my students this. Close your eyes and throw it out. Don't think, is this the correct thing or a bad thing? All you want to ask is it worth it? Find what you're good at and get better and better and better at it.
People still think business is just about making a lot of money, and they haven't woken up to the fact that business is actually about relationships. The money goes only so far. At the end of the day, motivated people want to work for things more than just money. We are at a time in history where we are beginning to understand how to do entrepreneurship. We are in a position to break it down into teachable tools and techniques and so on. And just like we did with science education, we try to teach science to everybody, not because everybody is going to become a scientist, but thinking scientifically has some benefits. So it's similarly, I think, acting entrepreneurially and learning to think entrepreneurially has some special benefits, even if none of our students actually end up becoming entrepreneurs. You actually do something, you maybe build something, anything that you dream, you give it like a physical form or something like that. So you actually act includes things like building. So you start with action, but almost immediately you also interact, because you are building something that has to be of value for someone else, right? So you interact with people very quickly, and the moment you start interacting with people, you also have to learn how to react to them. So this combination of action, interaction and reaction as the basis for thinking itself, right, is what I think of as entrepreneurial thinking. So one of the most important things is to begin to see for yourself that what you do can actually change your future. That's one of the most important things I want all of us to experience, and definitely our kids to experience. The other important thing is to learn how to work with other people. I know there is already a movement to teach children to work in teams a little bit and so on, but the idea here is, even if you meet a stranger, how do you work with them? How do you think about trust? How do you think about creating value for someone? There's a whole bunch of things in our relationships with other people that you can teach through entrepreneurship. So that's another thing. And the third thing I think is also extremely important is to change people's minds about resources, right? Entrepreneurs see opportunities everywhere. They don't see scarce resources, they see slack resources, right? And I want students to see that there are opportunities everywhere, even in garbage, right? Even in poverty, even in misery, there's actually ways for improvement, right? Every problem is an opportunity. So I really want them to grow up with a more abundant attitude towards the world. At the same time, also understand what are the most important scarce resources. Things like their own time and their energy and passion. I always tell students about investing your energy, investing your love and your care, and not frittering it away. My dream school, if I could start one, would actually somehow connect and intertwine education, employment and entrepreneurship, the 3 E's. So I would have loved to have been involved in a startup business or even an existing business very early on in my life, and learn a lot of, I can learn math through actual cash transactions. I don't have to imagine them. Just like I would have loved to learn science by actually spending time in an astronomical observatory, for example. So I love interaction, I love experiences. So I think if I built a school, I would really think hard about how can I bring the real world into the classroom, and then somehow also get students out into the real world a little bit more. one of my best teachers always taught me that it's not important, what I'm trying to teach you is not important. That you want to learn, and that you want to learn from me is important. So tell me what you want to learn. And so I think I wouldn't be telling them what they need to learn. I would actually show them, what do you want to learn? And then I will figure out a way to do entrepreneurship around that, to make entrepreneurship a vehicle for something they want to learn. And that's one of the beauties of entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is like the proverbial ink blot. You tell me what you're interested in, that is an entrepreneurial story for that. And all you need to do is to open the door, and I think kids will walk in.